Hi everyone, myself Niranjan NV. I'm studying at University of Horticultural Sciences, Bagalkot, College of Horticulture, Kolar. And I am here with the topic biofertilizers and biopesticides. Let us talk a few words about biopesticides and biofertilizers. Everything. These are very pollution free and mainly they are very eco friendly. Biofertilizers and biopesticides both are eco friendly and they do not cause any harm to our crops and also our land soil. They are very beneficial. They are having a nitrogen fixing bacteria, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, and increase our crop yield by 10 to 40 percentage, and also increase the nitrogen in the soil up to 40 to 50 kg. So instead using the chemical fertilizers, we can go through the biofertilizers and biopesticides, so we can avoid the pollution and also we can grow our crops very organically. Yes, here we go through the topic biofertilizers and biopesticides. It found that biofertilizers can help, I already told that, can help in increasing the yield without causing the damage associated with chemical fertilizers. There are two types of supplies for agriculture, specifically fertilizer and pesticide. It can be said that fertilizer is food and pesticide is medicine for plants in conventional agriculture. Then we go through the biofertilizers. Here, definition for the biofertilizer is: it is defined as a substance which contains living microorganisms which colonizes the rhizosphere or the interior of the plant and promotes growth by increasing the supply or availability of primary nutrient and growth stimulus to the target crop when applied to seed, plant surfaces or soil. Here biofertilizers we can apply to the propagules of the plant and seed and also to the roots what we are using to planting. Then the main point is it stimulus to the target crop. It only affects the which crop is targeted. Biofertilizers are low cost and renewable source of plant nutrients. They are nothing but selected strains of beneficial soil microorganisms cultured in the laboratory and packed in suitable carrier. The use of soil microorganisms to increase the availability and uptake of mineral nutrients for plants. Then we can see the differences, like when we go through use the chemical fertilizers or biofertilizers. Differences like raw material non-renewable, for biofertilizers renewable. Energy fossil fuel under the chemical fertilizer, under biofertilizer solar. Reductant hydrogen, organic. Catalyst aluminum, iron, molybdenum oxides, here nitrogenous enzyme. Temperature 750 degree Fahrenheit at pressure 200 to 600 atmospheric pressure. Here the temperature is ambient, both temperature and pressure. Energy requirement 680 kilojoules per mole, here 355 kilojoules per mole. Efficiency, chemical fertilizers 40 to 45% efficiency, for biofertilizers 90% efficiency. That means it doesn't cause any side effects like which is caused by the chemical fertilizers. Pollution effect exists due to indiscriminate use. Biofertilizers, as we know, pollution free. Cost compared to biofertilizers, chemical fertilizers are very high cost. Then what are the types of biofertilizers? Nitrogen fixing biofertilizers, phosphorus solubilizing biofertilizers, phosphate mobilizing biofertilizers, plant growth promoting biofertilizers. Here nitrogen fixers, phosphate fixers, organic matter decomposer. Nitrogen fixer, as we already studied, that symbiotic, associative, free living. Here symbiotic, for example Rhizobium frankia, associative Anabaena, free living Azotobacter, Clostridium, Acetobacter. They are non-symbiotic. Then phosphate fixers like both solubilizer and mobilizers. Bacillus pseudomonas, Aspergillus penicillium, here VAM glomus gigaspore. Organic matter decomposer, cellulolytic trichoderma, ligolytic agaricus polyporus. How biofertilizers work? Biofertilizers fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil and at root nodules of legume crops and make it available to the plant. They solubilize the insoluble form of phosphates like tricalcium iron and aluminium phosphates into available forms. They scavenge phosphate from soil layers. They produce hormones and anti-metabolites which promote root growth. They decompose organic matter and help in mineralization in soil. When applied to seed or soil, biofertilizers increase the availability of nutrients and improve the yield by 10 to 25% without adversely affecting the soil and environment. General dosages, some of the crops we have seen the examples like for paddy 3 kg per hectare, for pulses, oilseeds, vegetables 2 kg per hectare, for fruit and plantation crop 8 kg per hectare. These are the general dosages we have to use for biofertilizers. Ecology of nitrogen fixing bacteria. I already told that nitrogen fixing bacteria like Rhizobium, Azospirillum, Rhodospirillum. Okay. Then system of nitrogen fixing. What are the these are the microbes in which system they are fixing the nitrogen in the soil. Symbiosis, association, free living. I already told the examples of those. And for the Rhizobium bacteria in symbiosis, the energy source organic carbon. The organic carbon is from sucrose. Then Azospirillum, it is association. The system of nitrogen fixing for the Azospirillum is association. So for these microbe, the energy source, that means organic carbon, is from the root exudates. Then for the free living bacteria, we have seen here they are not symbiosis and also not associated with the crop. Here the energy sources, what are the plant residues which drop to the soil, and also in free living they are both heterotrophic and autotrophic. For heterotrophic they use plant residues. For autotrophic, by photosynthesis itself organic carbon is synthesized. Then application methods. When biofertilizers are used in the seed treatment. Here 400 milliliter water we have to take, then applying the biofertilizers, then making a slurry. In this slurry we have to treat the seeds by mixing, then take out the shade and sown to the field. Then like these treatment for also seed, biofertilizer treatment for seeds, biofertilizer treatment for root, and also propagules of the vegetation like plants. For examples, potato eyes, we going to planting the eyes of the potato, rhizomes of the ginger. So before planting we take a habit of treating them to avoid the diseases, and also for increasing the yield by, already told that 10 to 25% yield will be increased before planting, we can treat it. Then also soil treatment, 2 kg biofertilizers, 100 kg compost, keep it overnight. Mixture is incorporated in the soil at the time of sowing or planting. Significance like biological nitrogen fixation. by using the biofertilizers. In biofertilizers, the dried microbes like nitrogen fixing bacteria and phosphorus solubilizing bacteria and other beneficial bacteria are used in the biofertilizers. So we can see the significance like increase in the yield, less pollution, less much there is no pollution by using the biofertilizers, and also increase in the yield, then the no side effects. And it is by using the biofertilizers, it is well cost efficient also compared to chemical fertilizers. It is very low cost. So azotobacter, like we see in the example like azotobacter and azospirillum, inoculation on several non-legumes crops experienced 5 to 15% yield increase and nitrogen contribution about 25 kg per hectare. Then use of azospirillum as seed inoculant can save 20 to 30 kg nitrogen per hectare in crops like barley, sorghum and millets. Use of blue-green algae provide 25 to 50 kg per nitrogen per hectare to rice crop. Like this, so many significance we can see by using biofertilizers. Caution and limitations of biofertilizers. There are also some limitations to biofertilizers, like never mix with chemical nitrogen fertilizers, never apply with fungicides, plant ash at the same time, never directly exposed to sunlight, do not keep used solution overnight, store at room temperature not below 0 degrees Celsius and over 35 degrees Celsius. Then we come to the another topic, biopesticides. Biopesticides are products based on living microorganisms which are pathogenic to target pest, less harmful, fewer environmental effects. About 3,000 microbes reported to cause diseases in insects. This is the main advantage. Some of the insect, they are pests of so many crops. So by using these microbes, these 3,000 microbes are there which cause the disease in insect. By using this, we can avoid the insects. Then they are biological preparation that are often delivered in ways similar to conventional chemical insecticides. Advantages we can see here. Biopesticides are difficult for insects to develop resistance. So here is they can develop resistance for the insects, can develop resistance for the chemical fertilizers. It is possible, but somehow biopesticides is by using the biopesticides, insect they're very difficult to create the resistance against them, safe to natural enemies and higher organisms. So biopesticides are they are prepared from the living organisms like microbes, plants. So it is very safe to natural, it is very eco-friendly, there is no pollution at all, and it is biodegradable, it is degraded in the soil, it is not harmful, and then cheater renewable and can be handled safely, residue free. So biopesticides, there are types like microbial pesticides. Okay, here some of the types like microbial pesticides. Other pesticides are there. Let us see and study through the microbial pesticides. Microbes like bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, nematode, these are all used in the biopesticides for preparation of the pesticides. Microbial pesticides products worldwide. So we can see the percentage. The most widely used all worldwide is bacterial products, then fungal products, then viral products, then others. Here we come to bacteria. About 90 species of bacteria pathogenic to insect pests. Okay. Almost 90 species of bacteria is very pathogenic to insect pest. That means they cause the disease in the insects. So we can avoid the pests, insect pest to our crop. Bacillus thuringiensis first discovered in 1902. Japanese bacteriologist Ishiwata from insected silkworms stands out prominent. Some of the examples like Bacillus thuringiensis, Bacillus populae, Bacillus sphaericus, Coccobacillus acridorum, Serratia marcescens. Then fungi, more than 750 species known to infect insects. Here, bacteria is worldwide mostly about 60% is used bacteria, but fungi have more number of species to infect the insects, mostly causing disease to insects. Some attack insects through cuticle of the insect. Spore attachment to cuticle germinates body wall. So spores of the fungi which can be drawn through air, so it is attached to the cuticle, then penetrate to body wall, then causes the disease in the insect pests. Spreads colonize the homocele and sometimes produce toxins. These fungi spores starting colonizes in the homocele of the insect and produce the which may be cause diseases or kill the insect. Toxins, rapid death or death delayed until nutrients depleted or organs destroyed. Then we come to the virus. Set of one or more nucleic acid template molecules, normally encased in a protective coat of protein or lipoprotein that is able to organize its own replication only within suitable host cell. Virus, it have a nucleic acid template molecules inside its lipoprotein, that means protein coat. So replication is only possible inside the host body. For so many viruses, so many insect pests are host for them, so only that can be replication is possible only inside the host body. So some of the insect pests are host to the virus. We can use the virus as a biopesticide. Then we come to protozoans. More than 100 species are pathogenic to insects. Chronic nature of infection, so limited efficiency. Few are highly virulent or fast acting, so more appropriate for long-term control programs with high economic injury level. Important phyla of Protista are Sarcomastigophora, Apicomplexa, Microspora and Celiospora. Entomopathogenic nematodes. These nematodes, both entomology and pathology, like entomopathogenic nematodes are a group of nematodes to insects. The group of, here we can see the main. The infective juveniles of entomopathogenic nematodes is third instars. Infective juveniles of entomopathogenic nematodes. Nematodes means some of the instars. In different nematodes, different instars is there present, the stage of their juvenile period. So in this period only they can ineffective. They only ineffective at the third instars only. Next, oil inhibiting endoparasitic. Entomopathogenic nematodes have been found in all ecologically diverse habitat from cultivated field to desert. Limitations we have seen here like slow effect, rapidly degraded by UV light, not easily available everywhere, poor water solubility and are generally not systemic in nature, poor storage characteristics. Then thank you very much.